Britain has been overwhelmed by the biggest catastrophe for 150 years, McDonnell and Corbyn. Look at the charred ruins of the United Kingdom. Our helicopter swooped over the burned and deserted villages. It's an eerie scene, not a leaf remaining on the shattered trees, houses turned into streaks of plastic and wooden litter, boats hurled on top of one another or lodged absurdly up. Jeremy Corbyn's behind. I've just seen President Juncker knife 800 innocent young people. And the whole country owes that music-loving former Soviet a debt. We have a sinister national agenda. We export a plague of boils to French, and after Brexit, that is what our friends and partners are going to get. Smallpox and polio. I think that's permitted in the rules of diplomacy. You should all be turned into state-made British rail sandwiches. And that's why the phrase global Britain makes sense, because if you said Verhofstadt, it would not have quite the same flavour. Just in the last few weeks, I've seen David Bowie back from the grave, its zombie fingers straining for William Hague's brain. That was an occupational hazard in my line of work. President Trump somehow won the election. If there is a message to our American friends, it is this. You numbskulls, and I can tell you, leaving George Osborne in limbo, locked in the orbit of the world, but unable to come back, would be a great Brexit deal. I can tell you, the whole cabinet is united. And I'm not saying that everyone automatically loves Theresa May, whose first instinct, in the event of almost any international outrage or disaster, is to upend the snooker table. In the room where Tony Blair once held a banquet, the whole cabinet is united, because we have the leader of Britain's official opposition, Jeremy Corbyn, shooting opponents, intimidating journalists and repressing human rights. With his lefties, those terrorists, 2.4 billion AK-47s are being smuggled down through Corbyn's narrow, pulsing jugular. He says he still admires Bolivarian revolutionary socialism. I say, Nik Neng Clay Che Sethe, which means it is time to blast the Queen into orbit.